Hi everyone. There are so many weight loss programs in our market that without any physical exercise also they want to reduce the fat. So is it possible? We'll keep on hearing that fish is better than chicken and mutton. Fish consisting of this omega-3 fatty acid. So what actually this omega-3 fatty acids and how this is going to work. Next, we'll keep on hearing this good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. What is this good cholesterol and bad cholesterol and how we can differentiate this? So to find out, today we are going to discuss about the topic anti-lipidemic agents, the agents which will reduce the fat content of our body, which is of very high demand in our market. So here actually we need these specific lipids. Here normally these lipids are going to be present in our systemic circulation in form of cholesterol, triglycerides and phospholipids. Cholesterol is a very essential compound which is helpful for the maintaining of the physical structure of the cell and helpful in the preparation of various hormones including cortisol, progesterone, estrogen, etc. And is going to be utilized in synthesis of the bile acids, which will help for the proper emulsification and absorption of various fats. So apart from this, we have these triglycerides. These are the readily available energy sources which are going to be stored in the muscle. So these are when the individual undergo fasting. So normally this triglycerides of his systemic circulation is going to be enhanced. So what is the problem if triglycerides are increases? So these agents cannot filter through the kidney. So resulting of the damaging of these nephrons may take place. Next, phospholipids. These are the lipid components present on the cell membrane. So because of the damage of this lipid membrane, normally the prostaglandins are going to be synthesized, where the pain sensing can be take place. So this is the basic structure of the cholesterol. So as I said, the importance of this cholesterol, if too much of anything is bad. If the content of this lipid is high, then it makes problem. This high content may be because of the abnormality in lipid metabolism or the plasma lipid transport. So abnormality in either in the metabolism or in the transport that causes the accumulation of these specific lipid moieties. Okay, so here the causes of this is lifestyle habits. So if the individual is sedentary, is not involved in any hard physical work, obviously these lipids are going to be get deposited. Smoking, even the genetic factors also is going to be there. Obesity, diabetes, all these factors are going to be included in this. So hypothyroidism is one of the again. So where the physical activity of the individual is going to be reduced. So resulting of that lipid deposition is going to be reduced. So here we'll see that normally these are lipids are hydrophobic in nature. Hydrophobic in nature where it cannot transport it by the plasma. Plasma is a hydrophilic, so here cannot transport these lipids. Now, so here there is a special vehicles are there. It is called as lipoproteins. Lipoproteins are the special vehicles by which the lipids are going to be transported. If you see the construction of these lipoproteins, the core of this is going to be prepared by the cholesterol and triglycerides, which is hydrophobic in nature. And periphery is going to be constructed with the phospholipids and apolipoprotein, so which is hydrophilic in nature. So because of this hydrophilic in nature is going to be transported through the plasma to various organs. So let's say like what are the different vehicles available in our systemic circulation. So here normally we have the chylomicrons, very low density lipoproteins, high density lipoproteins. So here the composition of these lipoproteins are going to be varies. So chylomicrons if you see, so it is 99% of the triglycerides and 1% of the proteins. So these chylomicrons are helpful for the transport transport of the absorbed fatty material to this adipose tissue and muscle. Coming to this very low density lipoproteins, these are the vehicles which will transport the endogenous triglycerides to the adipose tissue. So endogenous triglycerides to adipose tissue and muscles. So next LDLs. So low density lipoprotein composition is 80% of the triglycerides and 20% of the proteins. So here these are involved in the transport of the cholesterol prepared from the liver to various organs. It's going to be supplied to various organs. So that is why it is called as a bad cholesterol LDL, because it will supply the cholesterol at different parts of the body. Say for example, if the cholesterol is transported to the any artery, okay, which causes the atherosclerosis, the cardiac diseases are going to be formed because of the deposition of this over lipid in the arteries. So that is done by this LDL, low density lipoprotein. So that is why they are called as LDL is a bad cholesterol. Next, coming to this HDL, high density lipoprotein. So composition 60% of lipid and 40% of the proteins. So here the HDL is involved in the dragging or bringing all the free fatty acids towards the liver for its metabolism. So since it is bringing all the fats in the entire body is going to be bringing to this liver, so that is the reason why we call it HDL is a good cholesterol. Good cholesterol in the sense it's bringing all the cholesterol to the liver for its metabolism. So it is not allowing the deposit in our arteries and all. So that is the reason why we call it as the good cholesterol. Here one of the gene PPR alpha, peroxisome proliferative activator receptor alpha is the receptor involved in the lipid metabolism, and the lipoprotein lipase is the enzyme which will normally break down these lipids. Okay, so here normally the adipose tissue which is there, so from this adipose tissue triglycerides are going to be converted into the free fatty acids in the presence of hormone sensitive lipases. These free fatty acids again it will come into the liver and helpful for the preparation of the cholesterol. So this is how apart from the dietary cholesterol, these cholesterol are by which we can get the excess of the cholesterol. Next, this liver which will prepare this bile acids. These bile acids is consisting of high content of the cholesterol. So these cholesterols are going to be secreted through the duodenum and is going to be helpful in the emulsification and absorption of the fat. Through fats again these are going to be get absorbed and there will be a circular movement is going to be take place. So some of the content is going to be eliminated, but most of the content is going to be reabsorbed. It is called as portal circulation. Even some of the drugs which are soluble in the bile salts may involve this portal circulation. Let's say like how we can reduce the fat content of the body. Okay, so normally we use statins, atorvastatin, lovastatin, flumistatin. So all these rosuvastatins, all these statin drugs are basically HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors. So what is this HMG-CoA reductase? So here for the filtration of the cholesterol, so this enzyme has this liver has some specific enzyme called as HMG-CoA reductase, which converts our HMG-CoA to maverick acid to the cholesterol. So here, since we are blocking this HMG-CoA reductase, so there is no further synthesis of the cholesterol. So that leads the decreased synthesis of the cholesterol. Obviously, this decreased cholesterol helpful in the decreased transport. So that is how these HMG-CoA reductases are going to be work. Example: lovastatin, atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, etc. Next category of drugs is nicotinic acid. So nicotinic acid is involved in the deposit of the adipose tissue. From adipose tissue to the synthesis of the free fatty acids, it requires specific hormone called as hormone sensitive lipases. So here this nicotinic acid will inhibit this specific step. So here hormone sensitive lipases are going to be inhibited, resulting of that free fatty acid is not going to be synthesized. So here the availability of the free fatty acid for the liver is going to be decreased, hence the cholesterol can be decreased. So this is how the niacin is going to be work. Next category is fibrates. Fibrate example. So here these are the agents which will decrease the PPAR alpha. So by blocking this specific receptor, it can enhance the lipoprotein lipases. So when lipases are enhanced, the breakdown of the lipids is going to be enhanced. So that helpful in the proper breakdown of these lipids. So this is about the fibrates. Next, bile acid sequences. So these are the agents. So as we discussed, bile acid is going to be secreted here and is going to be absorbed in this. So here what happened, this bile acid sequences will not allow reabsorption of this bile acids. It has some metallic divalent substances which will attract or it will bind to this particular bile acids, which will not allow the absorption of this again. So resulting of the most of the bile acids are going to be excreted from the fecal matter. So hence the presence of the cholesterol can be decreased. Example, cholesterol and cholesterol. Next, cholesterol absorption inhibitors. So normally in small intestine there is a specific receptor is there, NPC1L1 receptors. So here because of this receptor there will be internalization of these lipid molecules. So here by blocking this specific receptor by the monoclonal antibody like ezetimibe, so we can inhibit the internalization of this fat. So thereby dietary fats can be decreased. Example, ezetimibe. Next, omega-3 fatty acids. So these are the HDL type of lipids, so it's consisting of 40% of the lipid. So hence it is going to be useful for proper metabolism of the liver. So that is why we will say that fat of the fish is very good, since this fat is helpful to drag the lipids from different organs to the liver for the proper metabolism. Okay, example, ocosapavir. Okay, so these are the drugs by which we can reduce the lipid content. So normally we can reduce this lipid by a physical exercise, but those individuals upon a clinician advice, they can use these specific drugs to lower their lipid content. Hope this video is useful. Thank you.